coming up in today's Frontline compilation. A long-range drone loses control over Rostov-on-Don and drops toward a civilian high-rise. How many people were injured is a question. An FPV lines up on 3 soldiers standing close together. It dives straight in for the strike, the cut stops on impact, and the outcome comes later in the video. In a shattered village, a Ukrainian rifleman chases a retreating figure through blown-out rooms. The cuts show angles and distances that define urban fights, and what happens beyond will be revealed later. Several FPV drones lie hidden beside a narrow trail. As the squad strolls past, the drones lift to attack, and the cut pauses just before impact. This is real footage, no effects, just raw moments from the battlefield. Subscribe to stay updated on every Frontline report, and stick around to see it all unfold. Let's get into it. Reconnaissance footage from Russian sources opens with a drone tracking a vehicle toward a Ukrainian forward operating base, then shows a sequence of Duran 2 loitering munitions diving onto the base. An initial detonation hits the same vehicle parked outside the base, and thick smoke rises and spreads. Then multiple detonations hit nearby buildings in quick succession, with smoke filling the area after each strike. In Russian reporting, Duran 2 refers to a propeller-driven loitering munition that attacks by crashing into the target with an explosive charge. These systems are often launched in groups to complicate the defender's response. The clip does not indicate location or date. FPV drone video from Ukrainian sources tracks a Russian BM-21 Grad launcher before an attack. The drone closes on the vehicle and hits it. After the impact, a second drone hovers over the area to confirm the destruction. Ukrainian sources describe the BM-21 was planning to hit multiple Ukrainian positions and was on its way while this happened. Ukrainian night bombers target a loaded S-300 air defense launcher in the southern Zaporizhzhia region. The strike triggers a chain of explosions and a fire that continues as the camera holds on the site. The clip focuses on the growing plume and repeated bursts. Two Ukrainian soldiers move supplies inside a building while another records. When a jet can be heard, the helmet cams soldier prone, and a few seconds later a large explosion occurs nearby, sending black smoke past the doorway. The cameraman laughs briefly, and the clip ends with both looking around the area. The post states this happened in Kostiantinivka, Donetsk. Footage from Ukraine's K2 drone unit shows multiple attacks against Russian positions. It opens with an FPV hitting a trench, and dust and rubble spread across the line. The next clips show direct hits on vehicles and groups of soldiers. Several soldiers go down, and some are seen wounded and struggling to move, appearing to be in pain. Multiple vehicles are destroyed or left burning. Most strikes are FPV, guided by an onboard camera feed to the operator. The footage ends with a truck hit and burning, and thick smoke pouring from it as the camera holds. Drone footage shows a Russian soldier preparing a shoulder-fired rocket in a trench. He fires from the enclosed position, and the blast throws his helmet off. He appears badly hurt. It's an unfortunate outcome, what looks like a firing mistake in a tight space. He stays down and appears in pain. According to Ukrainian sources, shoulder-fired rockets create a strong backblast behind the tube, which is dangerous in confined spaces. The video opens with a drone view locating a Russian bunker. A Ukrainian soldier sneaks forward after reconnaissance reports multiple teams inside. He steps in front of the doorway with a grenade launcher and fires an explosive projectile. The shot is only a few meters from the door. A dense cloud of dust, debris, and smoke envelopes the shooter, and the camera holds while it clears. Phone video from Rostov-on-Don records a long-range drone dropping into a multi-story apartment building. The impact throws debris and starts a fire. Russian statements in the post attribute the crash to electronic warfare in the area, and local officials report 13 civilians injured. Ukrainian sources show a small ground drone moving toward Russian positions in the Sumy region and firing rockets. The device carries a Ukrainian flag and operates by remote control. Ground drones of this size are often wheeled or tracked and can mount simple launch rails for unguided rockets or carry small charges. The clip ends with the drone going back to its base. Russian propaganda footage from near Belgorod shows National Guard troops reacting to incoming drones. The clip presents basic counter-drone steps, including continuous small arms fire. One soldier fires at the drones with a gun mounted on the back of a vehicle. The sequence ends without clear evidence of downed drones or damage prevented. The video portrays the troops as clearing the approaching drones and protecting themselves and nearby positions. Footage from Ukraine's 4th Rapid Reaction Brigade Rubizh shows an FPV drone closing on 3 Russian soldiers standing close together. The operator keeps the crosshair steady as the group remains in the open, and the drone impacts at their position. It is a direct hit at close range. The soldiers died, or either severely injured. Video from the Ukrainian 55th Separate Artillery Brigade tracks a Russian rocket artillery unit trying to hide under dense trees. Vehicles and support trucks sit spaced beneath the canopy, but the overhead observer still picks them out, spotting vehicle, then marks the positions and calls fire onto the spot. Concealment hides you, cover stops fragments. Trees give ground-level concealment, yet from above they offer little against artillery. Rounds land precisely on the parked vehicles. Smoke pushes up through the branches and one vehicle is left ablaze. An FPV drone strikes an innocent civilian's car on a quiet forest road. It's a direct hit. Flames start at once and thick smoke spreads. A second drone circles the wreck, recording the burning shell and scattered parts. The road stays empty as the camera circles the shattered vehicle, panels ripped off and parts scattered. The driver of the vehicle dies, lies motionless beside the car. The clip ends with the vehicle still burning and a dark plume hanging in the air. Footage from Ukrainian Avov Regiment's 3rd Assault Brigade opens with a strike on a vehicle. It ignites and a tall flame column rises. Subsequent clips repeat attacks on tanks and other vehicles, with smoke visible after each hit. The sequence closes with another massive vehicle hit and burning. Flames rise high and thick smoke spreads across the area. Thermal-capable quadcopter footage from a Nemesis unit shows 2 bombing runs on Russian positions. The operator releases clusters of small munitions in each pass, spacing impacts across trenches and open ground. Thermal video helps the crew align on heat contrast at night or through light smoke. Fiber optic drone footage from Russian sources shows an FPV approaching a Polish-made AHS Krab self-propelled howitzer. The vehicle is parked under a roof with protective netting across the front. The pilot threads the drone through a small opening at the net's edge and into the bay, where the feed cuts on impact. Ukrainian operators stage several FPV drones in grass beside a narrow trail. The footage opens with a group of Russian soldiers moving along the path. A drone lifts from the grass and hits, and one man drops on the spot. The next scene shows a single Russian falling, trying to fire at an incoming drone, but he cannot stop it before the strike. Each craft stays low until the final seconds, then accelerates toward a separate target. The soldiers have little time to react, and more brief chases follow as the team scatters. An artillery tractor scene shows a Ural 4320 truck towing a A-18D30 howitzer. An incoming incendiary strike hits the gun area, and fire spreads to the truck within seconds. Flames engulf the vehicle set. One crew member is on fire and writhes on the ground, while 3 others run after getting out of the vehicle. The clip does not show the source of the strike or any rescue attempt. Infrared reconnaissance video shows 2 drones having a mid-air collision somewhere in Ukraine. One explodes on impact, while the other falls to the ground and detonates moments later. The source identifies a Russian Molniya used as a kinetic interceptor ramming a larger Ukrainian bomber drone. The IR camera tracks the pair closing before both signals drop. FPV footage from Russian sources shows several Ukrainian soldiers entering a low building, followed by 2 drone strikes. An FPV drone closes in on the building and strikes it, and another drone captures the impact as dust and debris fill the yard. The second hits with a massive impact, and the roof and walls collapse, bringing the firm base down. Smoke spreads across the site, and small fires appear inside the wrecked rooms. The Post says the spot served as a firm base to stage assaults. Fiber optic footage from Ukraine's Signum unit shows turtle tanks kept indoors for protection. An FPV slips through a gap and hits near the engine deck or turret. The footage shows various clips of FPV strikes on these turtle tanks. No crews are shown, only the vehicles and the hits. The edit stays tight on the bays, then cuts to more an indoor target. A compilation from Ukraine's 79th Separate Air Assault Brigade around Pokrovsk opens with a strike on a tank, then hits on soldiers in the open. The attacks repeat with FPV and drop drones, striking soldiers and vehicles. Vehicles burn, soldiers are injured, and bodies appear in some shots. The edit tracks targets through smoke and tree lines, with dust and rubble lingering after impacts. One tank appears already disabled before the hit. Crews pair a strike drone with a second quadcopter to confirm effects. The sequence ends with a drone drop on a Russian group. Some are hit, while others run. Urban footage opens with a Russian soldier running and falling as a Ukrainian rifleman gives chase. The rifleman fires a few shots that miss. The Russian gets up and tries to run again. He is cornered in a ruined building and shot at close range. Farther along, 2 more soldiers are seen running in the open paths between the forest. After a short chase, both are shot in the open by the Ukrainian rifleman. No supporting vehicles appear, only the shooter and the paths between facades. The clip ends with the dead bodies of Russian soldiers. Drone footage from Ukraine's 3rd Assault Brigade in Andriivka shows troops gathering Russian soldiers from dugouts and collapsed walls after the village changes hands. Several men are seen moving slowly or being helped up, suggesting possible injuries, though their exact condition is unclear. Standard procedure is followed as captives are made to lie prone on the ground with their hands in front, while the area is methodically searched. At the end of the footage, incoming indirect fire lands close to the group, sending bursts of dust across the street. The video concludes with Ukrainian forces continuing to mop up the area, securing remaining positions. The Pentagon Drone Group of the 225th Separate Assault Battalion compiles FPV, drop munitions and drone-delivered mines during a counterattack in Sumy. The footage shows a combination of FPV drones, munitions-dropping drones, and drone-delivered mines striking multiple Russian teams. The Ukrainian infantry were instructed to remain underground throughout the operation to avoid friendly fire and ensure clear identification of enemy forces. The views alternate between day and infrared night footage to keep eyes on open ground. The edit ends with more drones lifting off toward fresh contacts beyond the first trench line. That's today's raw footage, no filters or effects. Thanks for watching. Subscribe and drop a comment with the clips you want next.